Okay, YouTube, I'm back. So we're gonna start again, and I'm just gonna do the audio right now. I don't know if the video is hurting or what, but this is an experiment. So we're gonna do this together. How about that? All right, so we rewound and we're gonna start so that you can hear the conversation fully. So that part that got cut off, because YouTube cut me off, because they're saying, they're picking up that this is copyrighted, content. So they stopped my stream, and I'm picking back up again. So thank you for your patience. I appreciate you. Yes, this is what we want.
Why do you want to be married?
Is Isaac gone? Are you ready to leave Isaac alone?
Isaac is truly gone, because one day I was coming back from Lawrence. It was like 3 a.m. after one of my late nights out, and I was driving home, and it just hit me. I was like, "What am I doing? It's not a life. It's a phase. It's living in the moment. It's not living in the future or your life." I want to be married because watching Sean talking to Coach Matt, listening to Kevin, watching Rashid's marriage. I find happiness watching you guys. These feelings that.
So listen to him. And are these valid reasons why someone is ready to get married? I don't hear one. Not sure what Christians hear different that makes them feel like that Isaac is ready for marriage, and to be defending him through all of his craziness throughout the season and beyond.
Like thoughts I had in my head for like a year, honestly. And I just never expressed it to you guys because it's hard to. How do I come out and say, dude, I want to find love? Seriously.
What kind of wife do you want?
I want like a traditional wife. I want, like, I come home, there's a hot meal. Cooking is huge because that is what I vision my marriage. There's no way we're cracking cans and guessing what we're eating every night.
What if your wife can't cook?
So that's not a wife. That's not a wife. That's not a wife.
I'm going to tell you right now, blatantly honest.
No.
She doesn't have to anything. It's a together. It's not a deal breaker that she can't cook.
That is really, no, seriously, it really is. It really is. It really is. There's some things that I can allow and I can't allow.
My advice to Elijahwan's wife would be to have patience, to bear with him, to ignore him, and just to work with him. He needs that special person to balance him out, but he's ready to be a loving, devoted husband.
I want you guys to keep this whole conversation in mind all the way up until decision day. Very important. And I want you to remember that he said, and I don't know if I played this yet, but if I played the part in the reunion, this joker actually had the nerve to say that in his life, he can't believe none of the people around him tried to tell him about himself. It's like they just waited until he got on national television to now, let social media give him the tough love that he would have expected to get from those, who he felt cared about him. Not listening to the people who I am sure have told him about himself. This is, we can have a whole discussion about narcissism, and it's deep. A lot of people don't understand the danger of narcissists. They are like a gadfly on humanity, right along with Christians. So where are we in our timeline? Where are we, Lord? Yeah, so I'm going to, I guess I'll go to the wedding. I guess I will go to the wedding since we're starting a new video. This wasn't something I had planned to do, but we'll go ahead. So a nice day and then, oh my goodness, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there with these titles. But here we are. So we're going to go to the wedding. And I want you guys to look at him as he's meeting his wife for the first time. And I'm not going to play.
Getting married to a stranger is crazy.
I guess I will. I guess I will put the video up because I want you to see his face.
And tonight, it's the wedding.
So we're going to go to 5937. Let's go. 59. All right. Come on.
Hello.
You are beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Katina.
Olajuwon.
What is it?
Olajuwon.
Olajuwon.
Yeah. Katina?
Yeah.
Don't
Nice to
forget
meet you.
You may be seated.
Hi, everyone.
I want you guys to listen to him fish for a compliment. So he's going to give her a compliment, and then he's going to insert himself so that he could get one back from her. A pattern.
It's kind of awkward, but
It is.
it's nerve-wracking.
I love the tattoos.
Thank you. You have tattoos?
I'm full of tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Side of my hip, everything. I can't stop looking at you. You are beautiful.
Oh, thank
Seriously.
you.
Seriously.
Thank you.
So I hope you like what you see.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
You're
there you go.
handsome.
You didn't say nothing.
No,
All right.
oh, sorry. I'm just,
No,
nervous.
it's okay. Hey. It's
You
all
are.
right.
You're handsome. And I like your suit.
Thank you.
Or tux. Is it tux?
Yeah, try to match you.
Yeah. See, it's so much about Isaac. It is so much all about Isaac. A theme that we will be looking at. Are we going to continue here or am I moving on? I have to look at my notes. So, yes. And that is it for that video. That was quick. I wasn't expecting that. So, forgive me for not paying attention to my own notes. Okay, so we're moving to the next video. It's a post-wedding. And okay. So yeah, we're gonna look at after the wedding. They're talking to the best friend and the brother. Katina is, and she's getting information from them so that she can kind of feel out, what's going on. Okay, I'm just being time throw down. Okay, so it's the same video. Thank you. 53. Oh, so before I do that, I want to kind of go back to Katina, her saying that she feels blessed because she, is indoctrinated with this Christian nonsense that we all have to suffer under. Blessed. I hope he's blessed to have a nut for a husband. That ain't no blessing. She don't understand. She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. There's, now that she's put in all of this work, I am really praying that this Joker becomes something new and treats his wife the way a husband is supposed to. Because I understand her deficits is not her fault, and I don't want her to have to suffer because she was raised by people who refuse to read the Bible for themselves. And now because Black women and black men want to be stupid about what they say they believe, their children have to suffer this kind of insanity in a nutty world. I'm going on a rant, so forgive me.
Everything about me.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm gonna be honest with you for you.
All right. So I'm gonna have you guys come a little closer. Maybe put your hands on her waist and then like just like that. Yeah.
At that petite waist. Okay, now, baby.
I haven't been in a relationship in a long time because I used to meet a lot of men who are confused. They just want to date multiple women at different times. So this feels right. It feels good. I feel blessed. I'm ready to have a husband. I want to start a family. I really want someone that I can do life with, to start a new chapter of my life and be on a new journey where we both want the same thing.
All right. Good.
See, I didn't hear him say any of that. I didn't hear him say any of that when he was talking about what mindset, energy has permeated his brain to make him believe that he is ready to be married. I didn't hear. I thought her answer was well more thoughtful and introspective. And I felt like she really had an essence of what she really was looking for. So you remember in this last video, Isaac was at his bachelor party talking about he wanted to have a wife. This is his thought process. He wants a wife who he can go in the strip club with, that's going to hit the butt of a stripper because he's challenging her to go do it. And if she does it, that would be pleasing to him. Interesting. And then this is the man that Christians who have reviewed this show are all about. It's insane. So where are we? We're going to the brother after they're at the reception. So I really want you to hear what the brother and the friend have to say to Katina. All right. Wait. 43? No, 53. All right. Let's go here. All right. Hold on. All right. Slow internet is thinking.
Hey, no, I love carrot cake.
Do something?
So listen carefully.
What do you like doing in the summer?
I like pools. I like hookahs.
You gonna fit in?
All that. Cookouts. I just like to chill and vibe.
Okay, so I'm interrupting this because you guys have got to see her face. You've got to see this because the woman that you're going to end up looking at doesn't look anything like the woman who is talking in this part of the video. So we're here.
What are you doing in the summer?
I like pools. I like hookahs.
You gonna fit in?
All that. Cookouts. I just like to chill and vibe.
You a club kind of lady or?
No, I'm 30, so I worked in the nightclub scene, and when I was in my early 20s, I was like, obviously, who wasn't? But now, no. And I got my 9 to 5.
What do you do?
I'm a retirement counselor for the state. And then when he told me he works for the state, I was like, oh my God, I retire you. Isn't that crazy?
Talk to these two brothers.
Okay, I got a question.
Go ahead, fire away. What you got?
Are there like any bad quirks about Elijah that I need to be patient with?
You may have to explain something.
Okay, so just want to give you the heads up. Listen.
3 times to a large one.
Okay.
Before before he understands it and then gives you a real answer.
Okay.
Because if you go into something and kind of like, hey, this is what's going on, what do you think? All his answers are going to be protective of himself. It's going to be no, I ain't doing it. So patience is huge because it sometimes takes a little extra.
Okay. Vice versa. Be patient with me too, babe.
You're going to have someone that's going to push your limits,
He's always going to challenge you to push you to try to get the best out of you.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. What he'll do, I believe that he's the type of guy that's going to try to mold you to be the lady he wants to.
Very important information, because that's exactly what this guy is going to do right after there's a part in the honeymoon where he starts, and I want to be able to show that, to you guys, and you'll be able to see the beginning and then how it unravels throughout the season. So, is there something else that I want to put in here? Oh, yes, there is. There's another part. So this Joker at talking to his boys during the reception. So I really want you to hear his conversation. Okay. Yeah. Let's go here.
Speaking, if you were to put a time on it,
Like a month.
okay.
That's fine. You ain't my coochie, and I'm not yours.
Okay. You're late tonight.
She lets me, I will.
Not
I didn't
yours.
show her my strength for no reason earlier in taking a picture. I asked her, I said, let me pick you up and show you. And I was holding it like this when we took the picture and gave a kiss. I squeezed the bicep so she could feel it on her leg.
You know how guys like to flex, like when he's gonna be like,
He got the guns to the gun show.
okay.
If my wife asks me, flip her upside down and do some crazy her and tie her up and do some, I am doing it. I am 100% gonna rock her world. I can't back down from that.
I feel like his goal is gonna.
Isn't that something? And this is how he's talking about his wife. And I don't find this funny, especially since he knows absolutely nothing about this woman. And just because now, so when he was in the strip club, not in the strip club, but at the bachelor party the night before, it's cool for him to be putting his face on the butt of the entertainment that was there for them. And then the next day, because he's married, it's just okay for him to flip her over and, turn her upside down and hang her off the chandelier because she's his wife. It's insane. It really is insane. I have a lot to say about people like this dude they call Pastor Cal. Why would you put this woman in the vicinity of something like Isaac? And I know that he is not that skilled. What did he say? If my wife asked it of me, look, I'm gonna go ahead and rewind this because I want you to hear this again. This is the beginning of the level of his grammar. It drives me insane. And I'm saying this because I want you to hear him as we start talking about where he is in his life at such a higher level than his wife, when he can't even pronounce simple words. Simple. Oh my God, this is like insane. Let's see.
If my wife asks me, flip her upside down and do some crazy her and
You know how guys like to flex, like when he's gonna be like,
he said, if my wife asks me, what? It's ask. If my wife asks me X, Y, and Z, it's asks. Oh, God.
Guns to the gun show.
Okay. If my wife asks me, flip her upside down and do some crazy her and tie her up and do some, I am doing it. I am 100% gonna rock her world. I can't back down from that.
I feel like his goal.
Yeah. Okay. I can't. I just can't do it anymore. And then the last video, that we're gonna do in this one, and I'm gonna have to show it to you as well, is after the wedding, they go to brunch with the friends and family the next day. So this is gonna be Isaac talking to her friends. Yes, he's gonna talk to her friends. 45.
True love requires great risk, so I'm willing to take that leap of faith.
So it's gonna start.
They're on the sideline, so I'm gonna give that role to his wife now.
I will take good care of him. No worries. He's in good hands.
This is not a typical scenario. It's not the kind of method that you need at all. So there has to be something you want out of this process, right?
Absolutely.
It's either you really believe in the process, you believe that somebody can do a better job of finding a match for you,
right?
Or you have ulterior motives.
Yeah, no, I'm here for the right reasons, and I feel like she's been around enough.
Oh yeah,
she'll be able to call it out if that is what it is. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not a bad looking dude. I don't struggle with the women category. So I want to try something new.
Trying something new is like a minor change, right? Getting married is a final decision. When you say till death do us part,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Because you're saying like you're making it sound like you're
gravity.
Just yeah, you make it sound like
gravity, seriousness.
I get what you're saying.
I really did have an issue with his answers. It raises questions about what his intentions are and whether or not he's just on this for attention. That's it. Because he just seems like he's doing it because he wants to blow up.
Seriously, you guys are protectors. Call me out. If you think I'm call me out, bro.
All right. We wanted to be able to give you that information. And we're going to continue. I'm going to go ahead. This is what I had intended to put all on one video, but it got interrupted. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here and then go and get the rest of the information. And then we'll come back, with another video and audio of, wait a minute. Maybe this is a good time because I actually do have time and I hate wasting time. So let me do a split. So I'm going to actually do a split. I was going to try to play all of the Isaac video first and then play the YouTuber that I'm talking about. But I'm going to go ahead and play the YouTubers and then I'll show you more of Isaac and then I'll play another YouTuber. So we'll kind of do it like that. That was just brought into my mind. So again, please continue to bear with me. Thank you. So we're going to switch over to YouTube and they shouldn't be giving me any problems about using this information. So here we go. This is this Christian couple that I was talking about. And again, I want you guys to listen to how ridiculous they are. I don't hear anything of Christ. Even yesterday when she was talking about she's going to give Jasmina grace. I'm going to give Jasmina some grace. That wasn't grace. That wasn't grace. She actually said F her, that Michael shouldn't even consider her his ex-wife. I mean, it's anti-Christ behavior. And I'm doing this because I want to alert people to the people that you need to be watching out for. Because these are the people who walk around with the crosses on their neck, who'll be in church every Sunday, but then be on YouTube, demeaning and not uplifting their own people because of a skewed perception. They don't even have all of the information. Yet here we are at this level of judgment against someone that does not deserve it. That is what happened to Jesus. He was murdered. It was state capital murder that the Pharisees went to the Romans. So under God's law, if you are disrespectful to God under the law that Moses, gave them, they were they had the power to put somebody to death. So when you see in the Gospels about the woman who got caught in adultery and they all wanted to stone her, and then the Lord stood up and was like, well, okay, so y'all right, you caught her in something that she wasn't supposed to do. But let's do this. So anybody who doesn't have sin themselves, then they are the ones that are going to be able to start this process of stoning her. And the people who had those rocks ready to throw at her remembered their own sin, and they had to put the rock down, and everybody had to go about their own way that day. And the Lord told the woman that, she's free to go and for her to sin no more. See, Christians forget about that part, to sin no more. See, he's real clear about that part, but they don't want to hear that. They just hear, everything before that. So this is that kind of thing. Christians don't understand the repercussions that they bring on themselves, in their lives, in their communities, when they judge people and they don't have any righteousness to do that, especially when they're not willing to take that same amount of judgment and turn it on themselves. That's something that is extremely difficult for them to do. And if they ever did that, we'd have mass suicide in this country, because especially, white Christians, and the history of white Christianity in this country, if they ever were awakened to the weight of sin and the rotten sin that they have sticking to them, they would never be able to look at themselves in the mirror. They'd never be able to wash the blood, of people that they murdered and colonized, and they would kill themselves. It would be just mass suicide, because nobody can stand that level of weight of sin on themselves if they don't have the Lord. When you realize what you really are, that's a sad moment. It's a horrific moment, because you look back at all the life you wasted, all of the hurt you caused, all of the damage. You just see a path of destruction that's behind you, like you're your own tornado, just wreaking havoc in people's lives and destroying the planet because you want to be successful, because money is more important to you than clean air and clean water. Like, you are going to escape. No amount of money is going to be able to give you clean air and clean water if you let the earth become polluted so that you can gain money. It's like a vicious cycle that nobody wants to try to see where it ends or the beginning. And we're not going to be able to find that solution if we don't stop and actually examine what's happening in front of us. Rant, I'm sorry. Here we go.
But I guess it's just how the cookie crumbles. Katina and the Olajuwon. Oh, let me backpedal one bit more. No, this is what I want. They said it with Katina and Olajuwon. This is why I don't like Kevin. Kevin starts out the thing. This is why I don't like him. He starts it out saying, "Oh, I didn't even think y'all was gonna make it."
Did he say that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's too much.
That was the first thing he said.
He has his mama.
But number one, he didn't fucking believe that. You didn't believe that. The first time I saw Katina and Olajuwon together, I thought, "Oh, this could work."
Oh yeah.
More than anybody, and he was getting on my goddamn nerves at the time, and I still felt like this. I could see this.
Yeah.
I could see this.
Yeah. See, what happened was, I think a lot of people felt like that in the beginning, and then they wavered from it. You know,
a lot of people didn't love Olajuwon's personality, so they assigned his personality to their ability to thrive. When the reality is that you get with people and you curtail something, and then you start winning together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the real tea and the biggest difference, and this might be me jumping, but I really want to get this off my spirit. The biggest difference between Katina and Jasmina is that Katina actually wanted to be a part of this process.
She was committed to that
because she had I don't even want to give her every reason, but I'm saying by y'all standards, by y'all single standards, she had every reason to leave. If y'all tell the story,
she admitted.
I don't think she should have left.
She admitted that. And I think every newlywed couple can attest to this. She admitted that she had to go through a transition of shedding her single stomach for her married stomach.
Right.
Because she said if we was just dating, I would have just left.
Right.
Right. Which is a lot of us can attest to having moments like that, but that's our single stomach. Like, oh, I don't like the way so-and-so I'm out. You know what I mean? And then you hop from person to person because you don't like this, right? And so, to your point, that's the difference. She was committed to the process because you can't even really ask them to be committed to the person because they don't even know this person.
Exactly. Come on, baby.
So she was committed to at the very least, when you pair these people, they just have to at least be committed to the process, going through the steps, having the stomach, listening to the experts when they say, this is how you navigate this and stick to it and doing the exercises, all of that stuff, just being committed to the process. I
agree. And I think committing to the process is committing to the decisions that you make.
Right.
So this all comes back to you and your autonomy. You made a decision to commit to something. So now you should see it through. And it was beautiful to see that they worked through some things that, guess what? It's really fucking normal.
Yeah.
And now it's normal to y'all, but now it's normal to y'all, which is weird to me, right? See, when we were saying it was normal, we was out here defending them.
Hey, that mess that Isaac did during this season is not normal. And for them to try to defend that they thought that mess was normal is insane. And they want to say that they confess the name of the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I can't accept that. They are just as crazy as Isaac.
Stuff like that.
I'm not lying. No, you're not. It's funny because it's true. But
you know what I mean? But the reality is that
domestic violence.
Which is what? Like, are you kidding me? Don't do that.
That's just yes. Like,
can somebody say that to you?
No, literally, somebody was not to me, but somebody was in the comments. I started to read this was a YouTube comment on our video, one of our videos. Somebody was in the comment. They was going off on the domestic violence train. I didn't read it. I didn't continue to read it because I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm not going to read it. So I just let it just go off. But that's the energy that people was coming. Like, I can't believe he's an abuser. You should champion women running away from abusers and blah, 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 blah. Like,
no, we champion marriage, and in championing marriage, we champion the highs and the lows. You know what I mean?
Period.
And my thing is because we believe in longevity.
The highs and the lows, even if that means that you're being abused on national television. I'm telling you, you guys are going to have to hold this information in your head when you see the rest of the stuff that I got to show you. It's incredible that at the end of all of this is what these jokers are talking about. They just made this video yesterday.
I know I'm speaking for both of us. I feel confident in that. I think that you need people around you who understand that, everybody, we're all onions, right? We have so many dynamic layers. So one day I'm mad and I sound like this, and other days I'm mad and I can flip a table over. You understand what I'm saying?
Period.
Still the same emotion. You know what I mean? And I think that one thing, and this is really, I want to bring this back to Black men and how we see Black men, and not to be caping too much, but to say one of the things over time that I really loved about Olajuwon that I don't think he got enough credit for was him just showing up as Olajuwon. Good, bad, or indifferent. Did I say some things that I probably could have said better? Yes. As you all do. It ain't a mother
1,000%.
jumper alive who hasn't said anything that they.
No, this is not an occasional. What she's communicating is occasional. This joker took every opportunity that he had in front of the camera to humiliate his wife. And how they can't see that is stunning. I hope they don't have any kids. That sounds mean. My thing is they're just going to replicate another one of them. And it's just going to continue to perpetuate. When they learn and they grow and they actually become humans, because right now they are at a level below human, and they actually think that they are in a superior position and they are subhuman, because in order to really be able to connect to your humanity, you're going to have to be able to have a level of tolerance that is opposite of what they want. So they're saying for Katina and other women like her to tolerate a joker like Isaac because he is passionate and because, you know, he has a stable job and because, you know, he's trying and because he's a Black man. So these are external, you know, things. What about him internally are they able to connect to about him to say and give him this level of credibility? Because the only time I've seen that and I thought he might be sincere was at the reunion. I didn't see anything in the season, especially after the honeymoon, that gave me any impression to say that he is that kind of dude. And it again, where are they getting their information from? So let's continue.
That maybe somebody received wrong. Maybe they said it with the wrong tone, whatever the case may be, right?
Well, some of y'all never said or did anything wrong.
And y'all saying it from your highest selves. We
the
get
bullshit
it.
self. That's what I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, we were talking about Katina and Olajuwon pushing through them having low moments. Even Katina having low moments with the whole thing, whatever y'all believe her, you know what I'm saying, with the phone and all of that. Like we were talking about pushing through them having low moments. You don't do life with somebody and they don't have a low moment. You don't do life with somebody and they don't say something that they shouldn't have said.
You just don't.
It's just like
because we all have moments where I love it, and I want to be clear. I do think we are ushering in a new way that marriage looks like, right? So marriage history used to look like the man used to be the provider, bring home everything, but then didn't have any responsibility to show up emotionally.
And hold on, remember, Isaac said that he wants a traditional wife, so they're not folding this part into their conversation, because if he wants a traditional wife, then we shouldn't be talking about how things are changing, that women are working just like men are working outside of the home. I just want to keep that focus.
You know what I mean? Or whatever, right?
Had an apartment in another city.
Oh God, stop saying that. Stop saying that. But in real life,
some of y'all granddaddies just wasn't like, they brought home the bacon. They brought home
it be some of y'all daddies.
They brought home the bacon, and that's all they brought home.
And guess what?
Not a body, not a support, not love.
And that may have worked in that generation, right? So now we're ushering in this new generation. Women can do all things by themselves. Men can do all things by themselves. So now we're looking at what true partnerships and building conglomerates look like, right? And a lot of y'all, you know, and I hate to say it like we blaming y'all, whatever the case may be, but the reality is like, there are some things that you work through to get to a space where you can be a part of a merger of that magnitude. There's, you know, my company just went through a merger, WBD. So now we're Warner Brothers Discovery. And we had to do so many consolidation of so many things, so many applications, so many, you know what I mean, systems, so many people and positions. And that's primarily because when you're doing a merger of that magnitude, it has to work for both people. So you shed so many different parts of yourself to be.
And let me explain something to y'all too. If you ever meet a Black capitalist, I mean, one of them diehard, you know, bona fide capitalists, y'all don't trust them. I would never trust of Black capitalists. I wouldn't trust any capitalist to tell you the truth. But when you start going into the different ethnic groups and they start to sell out their own communities so that they can serve at the feet of capitalism, then you should just be able to look at them and just know exactly what category to put them in, as you move about and make your steps, in the world. Anytime you meet a die-hard capitalist, they are never to be trusted. Them jokers, they'll cut your neck off in order to serve capitalism. I'm telling you, unfettered capitalism. When I say unfettered, I mean unregulated. If you actually go back and look at history, at the different scandals, like the Teapot Dome, scandal. These are all scandals that involve capitalism, and people just don't want to pay attention to it because everybody wants to live the American dream, and nobody actually wants to do the work of making sure that that possibility is even a possibility. Because now it's getting to the point that people are not able to buy houses. People are not able to stay in apartments. People are not able to feed their children. That's always been a problem, but it's just going to become even more of a problem, especially as people become displaced through, weather-related events and economic, related events. So that's another rant, and I'm going to continue on.
One living, breathing entity, right? That's marriage. And now that's the fullest extent of what marriage looks like in this century, where people are bringing in both to have something to provide to this, both have something that they can bring to this that will help it flourish. And we got to figure out how we're going to take the good things and make them great, and how we're going to start pruning what doesn't all the way work for us. That don't mean a weed ain't going to pop the fuck up. It just means that you got to go back and prune again. And I think that that's what Katina and Olajuwon is showing us. And it's really beautiful to watch. And it was beautiful even when he was talking about his parents and how, because I didn't pay full attention to the fact that his mother and father weren't there for his wedding day and how that could affect him. And he's going through this process, and not to give him space to act a fool. But I do think that for so long, men, specifically Black men and Black women also, have had to show up in spaces where we really could not be our full selves emotionally. And I think that it's nice to see all facets of a man and what he's going through. When he's upset, he happy, he angry, or whatever the case may be.
So just to interrupt again, Katina didn't express herself fully emotionally. Isaac did. Isaac got a chance to express all of the whatever he had going on from the bottom of his Black heart. And to hear her do this level of red carpet rolling for this Joker, so that all of the insanity that he displayed in front of our eyes is somehow within the realm of being permissible, excusable, and forgivable. And again, I want to say that going into tonight, and I don't know how many people, are going to watch this, or if anybody's going to watch it, before the second part of the reunion. But he's going to tell one of his castmates to apologize to her husband because he was trying to be, a decent dude, to her. And I, again, hope that he takes that, advice for himself and turn to his wife and apologize to her for humiliating her on a worldwide platform.
And you work through that with the person that you with. And I'm going to just say that. So I'm proud of them.
But my question is for y'all in the back, some of y'all that had so much to say when.
Oh God, don't do that.
No, I got a question, and maybe some people could hit the comments with some answers. I would ask, what is your example representation of a loving, lasting marriage? Like what does that entail? Because I would tell y'all with 1,000% conviction that you don't know the couple if you think that they never been through anything and they've been married for doing life forever and they're your goals couple, but they never been through anything. I mean, we could even talk about celebrity goals couples. Y'all was goals, and then Jay-Z got hit up in his head in an elevator, and everybody was wondering what happened. And then some of y'all was in the comments, you need to leave, and she's still happily married, pumping out kids.
Because it really ain't none of your business.
Because it's not. But the reality is, you thought they were just going to go.
Okay, they say that, but they're sitting there reviewing people's marriage as their business. Hypocrisy. And I can't remember if it was this one or another one. There's somewhere in this video, if you go back and you look at the whole thing, there's somewhere in this video where she's saying that she's never going to take advice from people about her marriage, while she's on YouTube giving other married people advice about their marriage. This is the kind of insanity that I'm never going to stop talking about it until I stop seeing it. This is a hypocrisy. If you don't want somebody to talk about your marriage and how stupid you are and how nutty your husband is, then stop talking about somebody else's, marriage. I don't care if it's on TV. I don't care what it is. You just talk about something else. We can't talk about your marriage and you can't talk about nobody else's marriage. So that's going to put your video in trouble, isn't it? That's going to put your channel in trouble, isn't it? My.
Do anything because they was rich and famous?
It really is fascinating because I really do think people think that. If you put a camera in anybody's home who is married or not married, in a domestic partnership, anything, even got kids, it's them and their kids. They're fighting and arguing.
I mean, what do y'all? That's my.
They're arguing.
What is your idea of loving, long-lasting relationships?
Right.
It's just you just do life with somebody and nothing ever happens. Like it's just asinine to me. It's so silly to me. You know what I'm saying? I think some of y'all put these celebrity couples that y'all think y'all know on a pedestal, and just because they haven't had a video leak of somebody getting hit in an elevator, y'all think, well, that's goes right. That's how it should be. And if it's not like that, you should leave. Little do you know, you have no idea what he or she is went through 2 years ago or 10 years ago or just yesterday, or what y'all have no idea what people go through to continue on their relationships, what people have to work through to continue a successful long-lasting relationship. So just the way that y'all snubbing y'all noses, and people have gone through much worse. And y'all was the way y'all was flabbergasted at this at Katina and Olajuwon situation was just fascinating to me, and it just really tells me that
it was abuse. It was verbal abuse. And if you get a chance to watch this season 14, it's uncomfortable to watch the abuse. And the fact that these two weren't uncomfortable with what the rest of us was looking at, y'all need to look at them. You need to look at these people and ask yourself, like he's flabbergasted, I'm flabbergasted. Because as a follower of Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, there's absolutely nowhere in the world I want to ever see one of his women, one of his handmaids treated the way that Katina was treated in front of this camera. They make me sick. They make me sick.
Out there, hold on to them, because the streets is not for you. It's nothing out there in these streets.
Let me say
these
something.
motherfuckers is crazy.
It's nothing.
They're not making no sense at all. They leaving motherfuckers for liking Instagram posts. So just stick with yours.
Listen. If you can, there's something in the devil you do now.
How about that?
There's something in there, but I did like that.
She said that it's something in the devil you do know. This come out of the mouth of a Christian. All right.
Got her a brand new ring, and I thought it was beautiful that he got on one knee for her, and really just expressed how this process has kind of brought him to a new space. And even I like that she expressed how patience was something that she's glad she had with her husband.
And
all right. So hold this in your head. When you look at her, as I showed you different, clips going forward, I want you to see what patience looks like. So hold that. The other thing that they were just talking about, it left my mind, but I'm sure I'll pick it up and then I'll let you know. Hold on. So I'm gonna continue.
So remember I said I knew right from the jump from Lindsay's like body language that they wasn't together. Remember when I was singing?
Yeah.
I knew very from the front.
Because they was touching.
Okay, so they are moving off of Isaac and Katina. So yeah, we'll be, I don't know what's gonna happen after tonight, because I might just melt down into a pool of goo if I hear people demeaning Jasmina still. I am really praying that the Lord will not take me through that, because I just don't want to see it. I really identify with Jasmina because I've often been accused of being somebody that I'm not. And I've been accused of being somebody that I was. So I've had it, both ways. And it's not nice. It really isn't nice when people accuse you of something and that is just not who you are. And you won't, I don't think you'll be able to really fully get that level of introspection if it doesn't happen to you. So we're at 51 minutes. Anybody who hung in there with me this long, praise the Lord. And I continue to ask for prayer because I need it. I'm going through stuff, over here, watching these people going through stuff on TV and watching all of the things that are happening, in our country, and just trying to stay on track, with my own worship, to the Lord. It's very challenging. It really is challenging. Prayer, all prayers, really be, appreciated. And until the next video.
She couldn't have been in his chest any